Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay. How are we all this fine morning, afternoon? It's just after 12 for me. Oh, I've just been recording other videos, and I'm struggling to speak today, so maybe a stream was a bad idea. I don't even know why I decided, okay, let's stream.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh no, now I hear myself. Why do I hear myself? Let's.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. There we go. There we go. I fixed that. Yeah, today's not a good day for speaking for me. I keep twisting and stumbling over my words. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. 5 in the AM. Wonderful. I'm glad you're making good use of your time and jumping in a stream. What be going on here? It's a stream, that's what it is. So, I was recording a few different videos this morning. I've got another video for this channel I'm going to post later today, if it was okay. I've not watched the footage back. But I had a bunch of stories I wanted to talk about, but I didn't feel like I quite had enough to make a full video out of each of these stories, so I decided, hey, let's just do a stream. It's been a couple of weeks since we did a medium rare stream, so I thought, I've got maybe 3 stories here I just want to talk about for maybe 5-10 minutes each or something. And, yeah, so I'll go over them instead of doing a video, and I think that was a better way to do things. You're at work, so you need an escape. How am I? I'm okay. Quite hungry. I'm gonna finish this stream and then I'm gonna go eat, hopefully. Finish this stream. I'm talking about the end and I've only just started. It will not be a long stream. It'll only be maybe half an hour or so, probably. About 10 minutes per topic. But hello, anyway. I'm gonna get started on the first story I saw. First thing we're talking about, folks, is Jake Paul has been raided by the FBI. This is a fun one. Raided by the FBI. Now, I'm sure we are all aware Jake Paul is not exactly a beacon of morality. He's not exactly a great guy. You know, Logan Paul, with all his issues, with all his bad deeds over the years, he's certainly the better of the two brothers, if you ask me. The better behaved, the more reasonable and responsible one, and that almost sounds ridiculous to say. But it's true when you compare him to Jake Paul. Anyway, let's have a look at this TMZ article. TMZ. When did people start taking TMZ seriously? I don't know what I was about to say there. I don't know what I'm reading. I don't know what I'm doing. It appears almost certain Wednesday's raids in Calabasas and Vegas have to do with Jake's Scottsdale arrest. Okay. Yeah, so if you're unaware, during all these protests with the Black Lives Matter and all this police brutality stuff, Jake Paul decided, you might have seen this, Jake Paul decided to go out there and start protesting, rioting, and looting. Jake Paul decided to go out there and he was being filmed. It was all over social media. He's out there smashing things, breaking things, stealing things, looting. Clearly just wants to make trouble. That's all he's looking to do. He's just trying to get himself into some trouble. And it appears that this is partially why the FBI might have raided him. Guns have been seized at the property, and it seems to involve these protests. Now, I must say, there was this Drama Alert interview that went out last night, and in this, it's Keemstar talking with former Team 10 manager, and they're talking about Armani Izadi, who is someone who is closely associated with Jake Paul in business. And this man is accused of being a pimp, accused of just being an all-around criminal, a manipulator. And there has been some speculation in this interview that he had something to do with why Jake Paul is also being raided by the FBI. Because at the same time in Vegas, where here we are, Jake Paul's house was raided by the FBI along with former high-end Las Vegas pimp Armani Izadi, who in 2013 was indicted on more than a dozen charges of pandering, kidnapping, battery and coercion, was accused of savagely beating and torturing prostitutes. And you can see here that's obviously this guy's mugshot. And this is a guy who is closely in business with Jake Paul. Apparently, Jake Paul and Armani's homes being raided by the FBI is related in part to allegations of criminal acts surrounding the rioting that took place in Scottsdale back in early June. And that goes back to what we were just saying about all this looting and rioting that Jake Paul was involved in. Jake Paul was out there smashing things, causing violence. And here we have what I was just saying about this drama alert interview. Former Team 10 manager claims that Armani Azadi was still acting criminal around Jake Paul, and Jake knew. Azadi allegedly raped a girl, was still pimping girls, assaulted Team 10 members, was using Team 10 social media accounts to recruit girls, and more. And if you watch this interview, you will hear some accounts here, some eyewitness accounts apparently of this guy, Armani. And apparently he used to use the Team 10 social media to pull in young girls, 18, 19 years old. And he would get them into the Team 10 house. And these are girls who maybe had a small following on social media. They only had maybe a couple of thousand followers. And he would pull them in with the promise of getting them to hundreds of thousands of followers, to getting them to millions of followers, to letting them make a career. And he would bring in these attractive girls, these attractive young girls who are new to the game. And basically he'd use them. He'd use them, he'd recruit them. And Team 10 itself isn't really getting anything out of this, but he'd have them there, he'd get them to drink, and as I just showed you in that tweet, there are allegations of sexual assault and other such things. And this is a man who has been indicted before for certain crimes, as we just saw. This is a man who has been indicted on more than a dozen charges of pandering, kidnapping, battery, and coercion, was accused of savagely beating and torturing prostitutes. And in the interview on Drama Alert, we are also told that apparently people have seen this man beating the absolute crap out of people in a public setting. So this guy seems to be an all-around piece of shit. And Jake Paul knows and is associated with this man. So where this goes from here, who knows? Are we going to see Jake Paul serving some jail time, being charged with something? I'm not sure, and we're going to have to see where this goes from here. What are you guys thinking? Jake can buy his way out of this? Maybe he can buy his way out of this. I'm not sure. We'll see. I saw something somewhere. Where did that go? Oh, there was something about him owing $2 million in taxes or something as well. I think I've lost it. Oh, let's see. Jake Paul tax. Here we go. YouTuber Jake Paul owed $2 million in federal taxes before the FBI raided and seized guns from his LA mansion. That is a lot of money to owe in taxes. Jake Paul was hit with a federal tax lien for over $2 million before the FBI raided him. That is a lot of money to owe in taxes. Pay your bills, dude. I agree, Repzilla. Pay your bills. Hello, Catherine. Remember Cole Carrigan? He said in his original video being kicked out of Team 10 that it was because Armani Azadi. That wouldn't surprise me, but Cole Carrigan is someone I think you have to take with a grain of salt anyway. I don't trust that guy for 1 second. Are any famous people not creeps? I'm sure there's plenty of famous people who are not creeps. I think it's just that you hear so many of these stories that it kind of overwhelms you, doesn't it? Oh, got hiccups. I don't know if that was a burp or a hiccup. A biccup? I don't know. But yeah, there does seem to be, I don't know, there's just so many big YouTubers that are just absolutely out of line. I don't think he'll buy his way out. I just think he'll be idolized by the chilled fans and teenagers that still support him. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a big issue here, because the whole thing is, Jake and Logan Paul, a large number of their fan base are young kids. That's been the case since the start. And I think when you have any big name, any famous person, any celebrity, any YouTuber, if their fan base is mainly children, when they have controversy, you do not see the same sort of blowback to their careers and popularity as you see with people who have fan bases made up primarily of grown-ups, for example. And it's because kids have this blind loyalty more so than adults. I mean, adults have it as well. You see it all the time. But with kids, there's even more of this blind loyalty where they idolize a certain person a certain way. Kids look up to these figures in a way that grown-ups usually don't. And when kids look up to these people, it is so hard for them to ever see this person as doing any wrong. And even if they do wrong, they say, oh, they're just human. And so what happens is when you have, for example, Logan Paul with his old stint in the suicide forest, you have every single reasonable adult online, probably his reasonable adult fans, people who are a bit older, they're all going to sit back and they're going to say, okay, let's not support this guy. This guy's a piece of shit. So everyone steps back. But because his audience are like 90% children, the children don't care. Even they might not even hear about what's going on because children don't tend to be into news as much. And even if they are, they don't care. They'll defend him to the bitter end. So in reality, he's not really losing that much. And that's probably the same case with Jake Paul. And so his child and teenage fans, they're going to keep supporting him no matter what he does. We, the reasonable adults, we, the people who are a bit older, we're going to say, okay, we're more objective people. We can see, okay, maybe we like this person, not Jake Paul. I don't think anyone here probably likes Jake Paul, but people can look at these people that you might have once liked and you think, okay, well, they've done this horrible thing. Let's speak out against that. Let's take a back step here. Because obviously, that's not good behaviour. We can look at things objectively and rationally and come away and not just say, okay, I like this person, so I'll defend them to the bitter end. Whereas kids don't really have that same ability. Kids in general will defend whatever it is, whoever it is, to the bitter end, and there's not a damn thing you can say to dissuade them. Thanks, Jackie. Thank you for your blessings. Anyway, I'm done with Jake Paul for today. We're moving on to... Briefly, we're going to talk Twitter and Trump. I'm not getting political here. I'm not talking politics. I'm keeping politics out of this. I don't want to have any fights between people. But yeah, we're talking about how Twitter just stopped the Trump campaign from tweeting again until false coronavirus claim is deleted. So what happened is there is a tweet from the Trump campaign that is allegedly pushing false coronavirus statements. So let's read this article. I'm wonderful, Ethan. Trump's campaign Twitter account must remove a post containing misinformation about COVID-19 before it's allowed to post, the platform announced on Wednesday. The post from Team Trump contains footage from an interview with Fox News team in which the president falsely claims that children are almost immune from the disease, a remark he walked back during a White House briefing by saying that children are able to throw it off and are less likely to get sick compared to the adults. And so let's have a look at this clip.
Please. In an interview this morning, Mr. President, you were talking about opening the schools and you said children are virtually immune from COVID-19, but children have contracted this virus and some have died.
When I say that, I'm talking about from getting very sick. If you look at children, I mean, they're able to throw it off very easily. And it's an amazing thing because some flus, they don't. They get very sick and they have problems with flus and they have problems with other things. But for whatever reason, the China virus, children handle it very well. And they may get it, but they get it and it doesn't have much of an impact on them. And if you look at the numbers of in terms of mortality, fatality, the numbers for children under a certain age, meaning young, their immune systems are very, very strong. They're very powerful, and they seem to be able to handle it very well. And that's according to every statistic.
Stop that there. So anyway, that's what he said, and that was in a Team Trump Twitter post. And so Twitter have now suspended the account until Trump deletes the tweet. Now, the reason we're talking about this is because we want to have a little conversation here about what do you think about this. So, Trump has been banned until it deletes this COVID-19 misinformation, which does seem to be misinformation, rightfully so. Meanwhile, Twitter says coronavirus disinformation spread by Chinese officials does not violate rules. So what we're talking here about is some double standards? What do you guys think? I just thought this was a bit interesting because, sure, I agree it's misinformation, but the question here is, should misinformation be banned? Should it be a bannable offence? Should you be suspended? And if so, then why is Twitter only applying the rules in one sense and not the other? That's a bit confusing to me. Personally, I think it's probably not a very good interest of the people of the world, or the people of your country, if you're spreading misinformation. That is fair to say. But is it Twitter's job to police that? And if so, why are they not doing it for China? That's a bit strange to me. Anyway. Let's check the chat. Hello, Jamie. I'm doing okay. I keep stumbling over my words a little. I was saying at the start of the stream, I tried to record other videos. I've got another video I'm uploading to this channel later today. And I keep stumbling over my words. I'm struggling to read things and speak today. I don't know why. Maybe just because I need water or something. I should have brought some water through with me. Why does he keep saying China virus when we're the one leading in the numbers? Okay. What we're moving on to now. Past the Trump Twitter thing. We're moving on to this tweet. Just woke up. This is a musical artist. This is someone who releases music. Oh wait, hold on. When there is a repeated pattern, they should be banned, but once or twice can be a mistake. But Trump has been doing it for a long time. He needs Twitter permanently banned and just be forced to... I can understand that, yeah. I can't say... I don't know. I agree that a repeated pattern of something certainly is more important than just a one-off thing. I definitely agree with that. A repeated pattern, an established pattern is much more severe. Completely agree. And yeah, he's definitely spread a lot of misinformation on Twitter. It has been a pattern. Do I think it should be something he gets banned for? Personally, I'm not quite there. I'm not a fan of banning anyone for pretty much any reason. I prefer the chaos. But I definitely agree that it is a repeat pattern. I'm just not sure I agree with the banning part. Although I do understand the arguments for the banning part, especially, like, it's different if it's a private citizen posting saying, oh, this misinformation, but when it is an elected leader, someone with millions and millions of followers, someone who's basically got a lot of influence in your country, them spreading something like that, I understand that's a completely different thing, because that is potentially dangerous information, so there may be an argument there, you may be right. Thank you for your super chat, Jamie McGill. I appreciate that. And yeah, I need to fix these icons. I say this every stream, anytime someone subscribes or donates or whatever. This stupid little zombie guy walks across my screen. Just walks across this stupid little screen, and I am 100% positive. I set that up to be pictures of steaks. I don't know why it's coming up as the stupid little zombies anymore. Should be one rule for all. Surprised Trump still had his account anyway. I'm surprised by that as well, honestly. He probably has violated Twitter rules a lot. So I am surprised he still has the account. Personally, for me, I would just like to see Twitter rules. I mean, take this situation out of it. I see all the time Twitter rules just not applied equally. I see it all the time. Twitter rules, it seems sometimes they're applied for whatever the reason may be, but you take the exact same thing and other people are not banned for it or whatever. And they don't take context into consideration. I was banned, right? I was banned from Twitter maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was banned for making a joke to a friend on an account. I can't even remember what I said. I remember. We were having a back and forth, a fake little fight, and I said I'm going to slaughter you or something. It was a joke between two friends. Maybe it was a bit graphic, okay, but it was between two friends. And as a joke, my friend, he responded with an @Twitter support. And so Twitter support banned my account. They didn't look at the context of anything. They didn't look that we were both following each other. We were having a laugh. No, Twitter support just banned me over this comment. I tried to appeal the ban. He even sent a message trying to appeal the ban. Nope. Not giving you your account back. So I've got an issue with Twitter's bans in the first place. Shout Jen. Thank you for the super chat, Ethan Robertson. Let's shout Jen. Jen! That's the loudest I'm going. I don't want to bother my neighbours. That wasn't really a shout, it was just like a raised voice. Anyway, we're moving on from stupid Twitter bans. I'm fed up talking about Twitter. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, so we're talking about PewDiePie. So this guy, Goopy, I don't know if that... Goopy, I don't know. He's a music DJ or something. I don't know anything about him, but he has music. She has music. They have music. Whatever. They posted this tweet on the 4th of August, 2 days ago. Just woke up, found out PewDiePie listens to me and others. PewDiePie, please don't listen to my music. Okay, back to bed. What are your initial reactions to that? Right, let's not forget about what you think about PewDiePie. I don't know what any of you think about PewDiePie. I'm not even saying what I think about PewDiePie. We're not talking about PewDiePie specifically. We're talking about the fact that this guy just told someone, don't listen to my music. Do you think that's quite bizarre? Telling someone, don't listen to my music? Can you imagine if some celebrity came out, some movie... Can you imagine like Johnny Depp or something came out and said, hey, you specific person over there, don't watch my movies. Tom Cruise comes out, hey you, don't watch my movies. That's a bit weird, don't you think? Robert De Niro sees one of my YouTube videos, decides he doesn't like me, and he gives a little statement. Rag Reynolds, medium rare. Don't you dare watch another one of my movies ever again. Do you not think that's a little bit bizarre? I think that's really bizarre. And this guy also linked to this. I will mention once more, and it links to this tweet. And someone says, no one misgenders me more than my own fans. Okay. And he responds, we need a streaming block list. So I guess what he means by this, a streaming block list would be some sort of list, a universal list, where you can add names to it to stop certain people being able to listen to your content? What? This person is serious about this? He wants a list and he wants to actually prevent people he doesn't like from listening to his music. Do you not think that's really, really bizarre? Why would you... I cannot get that in my head. I do not understand why any person would think this is a reasonable stance to take. Personally. Can someone explain this to me? Does anyone agree with this? Because I really do not understand this. And he went on, because he got a lot of backlash over this, and I think rightfully so. You guys are right that I should not feed into the funny people as extremely much as I have, but I just want to clarify that I put music out there so the right people can listen to it. I think attention from them is fun. I do not see why gatekeeping in this sense is bad. The right people? What does he mean by the right people? Who are the right people? The people that agree with you on everything? Is that what you mean? That is just a really bizarre thing to say. I honestly don't know what else to say to that other than it's so bizarre. That's a really strange mentality. It's a really strange mindset to have. Publicity? I mean, I don't think he's saying it for publicity. I don't think that at all. I mean, maybe this is for publicity. But like, if you're going to stop certain people listening to your music, you would lose money. Like, surely. You would lose out on certain publicity. I mean, there are already like block lists that you can go around. I don't know if you guys know about this, but you can get like block lists for Twitter. So you search up block list, and you can subscribe to a block list. You link your Twitter account, and it will block everyone in a certain block list. And so this has been a thing for a long time. You used to have a thing on Tumblr, for example, back when Tumblr used to be known as the place for all these crazy, super crazy, extreme, like radical feminists and social justice warriors. That used to be a big meme, like a big stereotype of on there. And they used to basically have block lists shared around where anyone who disagreed with them, or they would have like these radical feminists I've seen, they actually had block lists of men. Like it would just be a block list of men, and they would give you this block list, and people with all these other radical feminists, these kinds that, you know, the really radical ones, the ones that genuinely hate men, they would all subscribe to this list. So it would automatically block all men that they ever came across on the website. And that's the kind of thing you use here. I've used it once before. I used it on Twitter. I blocked every single police account in Scotland, and the reason for that was we had a thing here because we don't have true freedom of speech in Scotland. We've got certain hate crime laws that prevent you from making certain jokes even. People can be arrested for jokes in Scotland. There are people who are genuinely arrested for making jokes on Twitter, harmless jokes. And so, as like this form of protest, people were using this block list to block all police members, police officers in Scotland. And so I used that at one point a few years back. And yeah, it was really easy. I'd never used it before. I didn't realize how easy it actually was. All you do is you click the link to the blockchain website. I think it's blockchain or whatever it is. And you go on the website, you just press the link button, you press authorize for Twitter, and that's it. You've blocked all the accounts. It was really that simple. Reverse psychology to you. I'm not sure. I feel like this guy is serious. Because he went on. If you think me curating my fan base to people whose beliefs align with mine is childish, then let me be a complete child and F off. You guys think about music and numbers and popularity very, very strangely. If you think Spotify streams are a musician's main income, whoops. And that was it. But as I said, I just find it a really strange mentality to want to block out everyone that you don't agree with, I guess. Like, I don't see, it doesn't seem like he actually gave a reason as to why he said he didn't want PewDiePie to listen to his music. I didn't see that. Yeah, he just said, I woke up, found out PewDiePie listens to me and others. PewDiePie, please don't listen. I don't know why he's saying that. I mean, I'm sure there's reasons. I'm sure it's about certain controversies and stuff he's been involved in. Yeah, I'll leave the stream up, Dabulous. I always leave my streams up. This will be up. I'll maybe change the title or something. I probably won't change the title. I'll probably just put a thumbnail on it and I'll leave this up. I'm going to have another video up on this channel later as well. I'm doing another video about the Stokes twins. They got arrested, and I thought that was a really bizarre thing. These twins got arrested for faking a bank robbery, essentially. And I'm going to be talking about that in the other video I post today. But yeah, I find that really, really strange. Good to see you, Darky Booty. It doesn't matter if you're late, at least you're here. I don't get how he thinks he can make music, put it out there, and then dictate who can and can't listen. Yeah, I just think it's really, really strange that you can... I mean, technically he can. He's got every right to say, don't listen to my music. But I just find it a really, really weird stance to take. I don't get it. Okay, and the last thing we're talking about this stream, I didn't even put this in the title, but man indicted in cyberstalking case where he allegedly sent threats to rape and kill 10 women who were not interested in him romantically. And I don't know why I'm laughing. That's not a funny story. It's just this picture of the guy. It's just it's hard not to laugh. Like, what? You hear about this sort of stuff all the time online. You get these incel types, and when they don't get this attraction back, you don't get the interest back that they're putting in, they get violent. They send out their threats. I don't know if this guy looks like he's going to be actually a threat to anyone, but let's have a look at this article. A federal grand jury Tuesday returned a 26-count indictment that charges a UK-born Pasadena man with making a series of detailed threats to harm, rape and kill 10 victims he met in various social and business settings. Samuel Trelawney Hughes, 31, who is a citizen of the UK, was charged with 7 counts of stalking, 9 accounts of making online threats, 3 counts of mailing threatening communications, and 7 counts of witness tampering. Yeah, let's save that cat. Let's get a petition. The indictment alleges that Hughes, an IT worker, sometimes using his real name and other times aliases or social media accounts designed to conceal his true identity, sent his victims communications in which he expressed hope they would die or in which he made specific threats to harm them if they declined his sexual advances. For example, in October 2019, after one victim reported prior threats from Hughes to law enforcement authorities, Hughes allegedly sent the victim an email stating in part, "Someone I can guarantee will come out and first bash you head in, rape you, slash your throat, and burn your car and house." Hughes allegedly sent another threat that read in part, "I will rip your effing throat out and stab you in the eyes and put gasoline over your half-mutilated body." Hey, sounds like a really kind guy. At least he's considerate. He's only mutilating half the body. What is wrong with these people? Why the F haven't you replied to my last email? You know I'm going to cut your throat, and I mean if I see you around, you ugly, small-minded, miserable, idiotic cunt. I am coming to get you. I will enjoy every moment of killing you. Don't ever report any threats to the police. They won't help you, and that makes you more likely to come after you and your family. I hope when I see you, I rape you, slash your throat, and pour gasoline. Oh, wait, I already read that one. This guy is intense. Look, this is his Instagram account. Let's have a look. Look at that picture. My God. How does he have 1,000 followers? Look at this guy. What a charming individual. What is wrong with people, folks? What is wrong with people? You know, I can open my Instagram direct messages and literally I'm just filled with similar messages like that. I don't... No, let's not even go there. We're not going there today, folks, but I get messages like that all the time. I just laugh at them. I don't take them seriously, but yeah, that guy's insane. It sucks because in Florida it's not illegal to threat or assault someone unless the police feel like working, so understand the danger they were in, unfortunately. I think it's kind of a hard thing to judge. I think it's hard to judge where does the general sort of free speech and banter end, and where does it become a credible threat? Because I'm all for free speech. Like, that is, I'm staunchly for free speech. I'm for offensive speech. I think hate speech is also covered as free speech. I'm very staunchly for that. But when it comes to threats, it's a very fine line, because if I say, for example, to someone in the chat, "I'm going to kill you," you know I'm not going to kill you. That's technically a threat. But where do you draw the line where something becomes a credible threat? And I think that's where it becomes hard to tell. And this guy's been done for cyberstalking as well, so I guess that's what's happened there. He's actually been mailing things to people, so I guess that's different from just sending a message. But yeah, it does become a little bit slippery, and different people are going to have different opinions on this and where it should go. But it seems like this guy is a bit off his head. Yeah, I get threats all the time from my my other channel, because I make some satirical videos on my Rag Reynolds channel, and people take them very seriously. People get mad. I was, for the people who don't know, prior to this channel, I was the Australia doesn't exist guy. I was a bit of a meme. I made some joke videos about Australia being fake, and in turn, I got a lot of big YouTubers reacting to my videos, and because of that, I got a lot of very angry 12-year-old Australians in my DMs, and I still do to this day. When the person you called the police on have a history of assaulting women, the police should tell me I can't make a report just because nothing happened yet. Yeah, if someone's got a history of assaulting people, then if they make a threat, it doesn't matter if the threat's... That should be a credible threat, and something should be done about it. Okay? If someone's got a history, there is no doubt there. I think the only doubt should be if someone's got a squeaky clean record and they say something, then maybe it's something you actually have to think about or investigate a little bit more. But if someone actually has a history of assaulting women and then makes a threat, yeah. If someone... That's definitely a big thing there. Hi, Keemstar, my first hello. Hi, everyone else. Keemstar? Florida's just a strange place, Dabulous. Hey, honey. The Australian video? I made 32 of those videos. I think that's what convinced people. Yeah, I still make videos on that channel to this day. It's just my brand of humor. I've got a very dry sense of humor. I use a lot of sarcasm, but my sarcasm is in a way that you cannot tell I am being sarcastic. People really struggle to tell. And so I've got video after video of saying outrageous things such as, oh, this place is fake, or bread is a vegetable, and just really bizarre things like that. And people take it entirely seriously. And I get lots of threats and messages, and honestly, I enjoy it. I think it's hilarious, but go look for yourself if you have a spare minute. Yeah. Just the police here are strange, to be honest. Everything else is great. I've been to Florida once. When was I in Florida? 2009? I think it was in 2009. I was in Orlando because we went to Disney World as a family holiday. I don't really remember it that much. I think I was a bit too young. What age am I? I always forget what age I am. Does anyone else here do that? Anyone else forget what age they are often? I keep forgetting. I'm 23. So in 2009, I would have been 12. Hello, Zio Scammy. Anyway, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this stream, folks. We've been going almost 40 minutes. It's been a bit longer than I expected. I just wanted to go over some of these stories that I didn't feel like I had enough to say about any of these stories I've spoken about here for a full video on each of them. So I thought I would just, you know... Remember when I went to Disney at 7? I've been to Disneyland Paris as well. I've been there twice. A bit closer to home. Pleasure having you, Darky Booty. I'm going to be posting another video on this channel today. I'm going to be posting one, as I said already, about the Stokes twins being arrested. That's a bit of a strange story. I'm going to post that here in a few hours. And on my other channel, I will be posting a video as well. I'm posting a tier list video on there. We'll see if people are upset about that. Anyway, as always, lovely speaking to you all. Make sure to check out my links in the description down below. Paris Disney, what's it like? Much smaller than Disney in Florida or in California. Much smaller. But it's alright. It's alright. Anyway, see you all in the next video.